All right, guys, this is going to be a little different. Um, I'm at the crib, and like I had said, this laptop is new, and it's my first laptop, so I'm still learning how to do everything. And I actually would prefer making a video in my phone and then uploading it. I would prefer making a video in my phone and just uploading it to YouTube. But my phone is still messed up. Guys, everything is really crazy for me right now. My phone, my phone right here, this phone, it won't let me send text right. I still can't do pictures. I still can't do videos on my YouTube because the storage, and I cleared out the storage, but my phone is being hacked by black hats. I'm 100% sure my phone is being hacked. My phone is being hacked by black hats. And it does have something wrong with it on top of that, but I can't afford to get a new phone right now. So I got the laptop and I'm learning how to use it because this is my own laptop. Well, I got it from my son, but this is my first time on a laptop in years, so I'm a little rusty. So I'm laying down and relaxing. I owe you all. Oh Lord, this is crazy. I owe y'all. I owe y'all the update all the way back from when was it? It was April. I owe y'all an intel update on the different things that are going on within the political arena and geopolitical, um, and the scenarios for shift for SHTF. Wait, yes, SHTF. I have my notepad here because I have a whole bunch of notes and intel that I have to go over. That is actually some of this is from April and it's old, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna be adding I'm gonna be adding more intel for the update for this month to what's going on and for the future. But y'all just bear with me because I have my allergies are messing with me. So y'all please don't think I'm picking my nose. It just itch. Not that I give a F what any of y'all MFers think about me. But anyhow, so okay, the update. Okay, I had made a video back in April where I touched on the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency, how there was going to be glitches and things was going to crash in the crypto, and we're seeing now that there is a lot of problems. I had called this out back in April that there's going to be major problems with the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and stuff like that. I had called this back in April, and many of you that are involved with Bitcoin or crypto, or you see what's happening now, and that's not going to improve anytime soon. Now, in that video back in April, where I said that I had an update when I was talking about it was going to come down to blue states versus red states, and the something in my nose ring, and the safe zones. I I was talking about how the mayor of New York, it was the mayor Eric Adams, right? That's his name. I was making a video about that, and the video had cut off when I was making it in my phone because my phone is messed up and it won't let me make videos to upload on YouTube. So I want to touch back and finish that intel drop all the way from April. So the mayor the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, right? If I recall, that's his name. I haven't been listening to the update on too much of his stuff. Some people were saying that he might run for president. But what was happening was he was saying that all the people who are from the ABCDEFG LGQB that community, he was saying that the people that are those extreme lefties that are from that alternative community, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get banned, but he was saying how he would welcome them all to New York, and he was saying how he even had mentioned, because how Governor DeSantis is the best. He's the greatest, in my opinion. I know y'all heard me put down Trump recently in my video, but I'm frustrated. I'm tired of all the BS with Trump and uh, with his son Kush. The, it's a lot of bullshit going on with Trump right now, and it's not that I don't support him anymore, and it's not that I don't like him anymore. It's just I'm tired of the BS. He when he discusses things like when he was talking about Ukraine and and Russia, he and then his son was saying bad stuff about Putin, and I'm mixed with Russian. I am mixed with Russian, and I didn't like that. But back to what I was saying, touching back on Eric Adams, when he was saying that any people like from Florida, because of what Governor DeSantis is doing in regards to um, really coming down hard on the lefties in Florida, and I love it. I love what he's doing here in Florida, and how he um, exposed Disney, even though a lot of us already knew that Disney was corrupt. A lot of us, a lot of us already knew. We already knew that Disney. We knew what was going on with the whole Disney thing. A lot of us been known that for years. And back to what I was saying. So Eric Adams, he basically was saying that, oh well, some of those people from that typical, from that not typical, but from that type of community, the ABCD LGBTQT, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? That them people, alternative lefties, the freaky deep nation, them people. He was saying, oh well, y'all can. He was Eric Adams, if I'm saying his name right. Y'all, I'm not like I'm in my pajamas. I'm in bed. I'm chilling. I'm not trying to sound like real professional, but I'm gonna do this intel drop and take my time and do it the best I can. And I have a bunch of notes. So anyhow, that's what I was saying. Eric Adams was like telling the people from the red states, oh well, you're welcome to come to New York if you want. Like we'll welcome you with open arms. And there are still some people. Maybe I should sit up. So there are some people. There are some people. Y'all bear with me here. Just bear with me. I'm not in no way or no professional type of sitting at a desk type thing. I'm in my bed. So anyhow, he was saying how he was going to welcome them. He was going to welcome people from other states that were being so-called oppressed or discriminated against from that ABCD LGBT, community. He was saying that, oh, come to New York. We'll accept you in New York. Come to New York. We'll accept you in New York. We have open arms waiting for you. However however the situation was. So okay, let me sit at the table because I just ate. And me laying in the bed right now is making me a little sleepy, and that's why I'm struggling to get these words out. So anyhow, so back to what I was saying. Okay, I'm gonna put in the chair. Okay, so back to what this is so crazy. I gotta get used to making videos on the laptop. Let me get my robe. Y'all, I'm really in my pajamas right here. So anyhow, Eric Adams was saying, he was like, yeah, he, he was like, I'll need my robe. He was like, yeah, we welcome you people. Like he basically was saying how he's gonna welcome people from from the other states, that he would welcome them to come to New York with open arms. Like, oh, if you're a Democrat, and let's say you are living in Florida, and you didn't really want to be in a red state anymore, and you were one of those people from the LGBT ABCDEFG community, he was saying, y'all can come to New York. We welcome you, Gothic City in New York, Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah is everywhere now. But Eric Adams was saying, oh, we welcome you with open arms. Y'all can leave. At one point, he said something in his speech where he was like, yeah, people from red states or from Florida, if y'all want to move to New York, we welcome you. Oh, we welcome you with open arms. So the thing is, a lot of people have moved to Florida, and a lot of people left blue states. A lot of people left blue states that that are conservatives, and they wanted to go to a red state, and then vice versa. You have some people that actually left Florida because they don't like the governor, so they left Florida to go to New York or to go to a blue state. And all that stuff is still, I need my notebook. Uh-oh. I need my notebook because I got a bunch of notes. This is going to be a really long intel drop. It's going to be really, really long. So he was saying, come to New York. And as I was trying to explain, this is still happening. People, you have people still moving from up north down south, and you have certain liberals that are leaving the red states, and they're going up top. They're going back up north to be in the blue state areas. I have to get my notebook because that's where I have the notes. Excuse me, y'all. Hold on. So, okay, so okay, yeah. So let me put this down on me too. I just got done eating some Filipino food because the lady I rent the room from, she cooked Filipino food. Oh, it's so good. So good. Okay, so anyhow, I like it as much as I like Jamaican food. So you're seeing still back to the what I was talking about with the blue states versus the red states. You're still you're still seeing a migration, or however what word you want to use, of everybody moving. And then you have other people that are coming through the border too. And some of those people that are coming through the border, they're based on what their beliefs are, they're going to pick what state is more appropriate for them. And this all ties into so-called the so-called civil war that's brewing. And it has actually started. It is kinetic and hot on some levels in some areas. Now, the people that are coming through the border, some of those people that George Soros actually sponsored and paid, some of those people that are coming through the border, they've been told what state. I think a lot of you already noticed. A lot of patriots already noticed. Some of those, a lot of those people that have been coming through the border have been told what state. They've been paid and told what state they have to go to. But you see, as many thousands and thousands of people, as many thousands and thousands of people it is that have been coming through the border, even the ones that are getting paid, the ones that are being told what state to go to because they're under the Soros payroll, a lot of them aren't going to do what they're supposed to do, because a lot of them, not a lot, but there's been a pretty good percentage of them that have kind of caught on to everything, and they see how out of hand and crazy everything and they're becoming a little more conservative, some of them, and then you have a certain amount of people that come here through the border that actually are conservatives. um, Even some of the Mexicans, some of the Catholic Mexicans, they're against abortion, and they want to come here to work and have a better life. It's not all drug dealers and child traffickers. There is, yes, there is a lot of drug dealers and child trafficking still going on. Yes, that's still going on through the border, but there's also an overwhelming amount of people that are coming through the border that are conservative, and they're going to turn their back. Some of the ones that are liberal are even going to turn their back, and they're not going to follow through on their mission because they've been told that if the Civil War really pops off, like it's already started. The Civil War has already started, and it's already Connecticut. It's already kinetic in certain areas. But those people that are coming through the border that Soros has made deals with, they have contracts, they get paid money. Some of them have been told what state to go to, and they're gonna like participate. They were gonna get, some of them are to get paid to participate with the lefties and go to DC or go to certain areas to protest and riot and start to kick off the start of the Civil War on a more higher scale, because it has already started, but it's not large scale. And the reason why this Civil War 1776.2 right now hasn't really popped all the way off is because a lot of people that have come through the border, they don't really like Soros. Even the ones that are getting paid by Soros, they don't really like him, and they're just gonna milk him and milk, but get the money, and they're not gonna follow through on their mission that they were supposed to do when they come here, like, because some of them have been told to fight against the right, and some of them have been given weapons and locations and where they can pick up weapons. So when the so-called Civil War really pops off, their Soros people pay them to participate, to go against the right. But it's backfiring. What's happening is it's backfiring. A lot of them are coming here and they're AWOL. Some of them have gotten their money and they go AWOL and they go to a different location. It's really a complicated thing to explain, and it's a lot of layers to it. So let me read my notes, because like I said, all this was all the way back from April. I had just got this laptop and I couldn't drop any intel through my phone and upload it on YouTube. So this is actually old intel, some of this. So let me make sure I touched. Okay, I talked about the blue state versus the red state. Okay, there's going to be safe zones. There will be safe zones. The safe zones are historical Masonic neighborhoods, brick, where there's brick sidewalks and courthouses and historical Masonic buildings. Those are like the safe zones. Certain areas, those are going to be the more safer zones, and they have the fallout shelters, and for when different things occur. So there are safe zones as we enter into the shit hitting the fan. We enter into the shift because it's already happening. It's already happening, but it's going to get a lot worse. The gas is going to go up even more. Groceries, everything. So it's going to get bad. And it already is bad, but it's going to get a lot worse, especially in the blue state. In the blue states, it's really going to get crazy. But even some areas in Florida, it's going to get crazy. Texas, just because you live in a red state doesn't mean, oh, you're protected and everything's going to be okay, because it's still going to be a bunch of stuff that goes on. So even if you live in a real good neighborhood and you're in a red state, that doesn't mean that you're just automatically going to be safer. That it doesn't mean that one bit. Okay. So that was all my notes back from April. I had owed you guys this intel, and it's been a really long time. I was working a lot and just trying to focus on getting my money and working. And I couldn't do it in my phone, and I finally brought this laptop. So now I'm finally giving you all the intel drop that I was supposed to give to you all the way back in April when I first arrived in Florida. I'm looking at these notes. Okay, so I have to talk about Russia and Putin, and I still have to finish talking about Trump. Now, don't get me wrong. If Trump, if I'm voting, I voted for Trump last time, and if I were to vote in this upcoming election, most likely I'm voting for him again. But I'm a little disgusted with him because his son was putting down Russia, and I just feel like I just feel like I know they can't reveal everything because Trump and Putin are supposed to be working together to take down the deep state. But at this point, I feel like it's more Putin. And I don't care what patriots get mad at me and want to talk shit about me. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I really don't care. Because I've really had it. I've had it with both sides. No people accept me on either side. I don't want to be with the Democrat. They're horrible. They done what them they don't they didn't really accept me back when I was in my little liberal stage back in the day. They all tried to exploit me and use me in different things or play games or make me feel like I was, even though I'm half black and I'm mixed, they tried to make me feel like I can't have confidence in myself and love myself. And they make fun of me and call me white girl, like some of the people from my past that were liberals. And I've also had it with the Republicans. I've had it with them to a certain level also. I don't want, look, if I'm voting, I'm going to vote for whoever's conservative. But at the end of the day, I'm really not picking. I can't do it no more because I'm tired of all the bullshit. I'm tired of all the bullshit. Both sides are corrupt, and it's too much fuckery. It's too much fuckery and bullshit and games and things going on. And in my last video, I talked about some of my experiences, me moving here from New Jersey, being in Florida. And I like patriots and I consider myself a patriot, but there are lots of conservatives and patriots here that are, in my opinion, they are kind of like arrogant and a little prejudiced and a little bit, they can be a little bit on that racist thing and discriminate. And like some of them think they're better than everybody else, and oh, they're better than everyone, and they're so squeaky clean, and they're just such like patriotic Americans, and you have to bow down to them type of thing. I'm trying to explain this the best way I can without having patriots get angry at me, but I really don't care. I'm a patriot, but I don't care if other patriots get angry at me, but this needs to be addressed. Me coming here from New Jersey, moving to Florida, I have met some really, really, really nice patriots. I have met some really nice patriots, but I also have met some at my job where they've been very arrogant and mean and they prejudged me, knowing that I come from New Jersey. And some of them might have heard about my YouTube channel because my mother's from the deep state. They prejudge me and assume that I'm not really a conservative, or because my mother's deep state, that makes me automatically corrupt. And that's where they're wrong at. And I actually have turned over a lot of evidence against the deep state because my mother knows Hillary Clinton. My mother knows Hillary Clinton. My mother knew Rockefeller, George Soros. My mother worked with Hillary Clinton. They used to deal with that funny money. They used to deal with that funny money and all different kinds of things. And Epstein, I lived in the Virgin Islands. I used to live in the Virgin Islands in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. And I knew Epstein. He used to come in Gourmet Gallery. I used to work at Gourmet Gallery. It's a store in the Virgin Islands at Haven Site cruise ship. And I worked for Palestinians. Okay. And Epstein and his his maids and his cooks, they used to come in that store to get gourmet food because it's a very upscale, fancy gourmet Whole Foods type of fancy delicatessen gourmet catering place. And I used to see Epstein. I used to see him come into the store when I worked there as a cashier. I have given plenty of evidence against the deep state, and I have lost my inheritance. My mother has money, and because I've given a testimony against her and revealed information, I lost my inheritance. That's okay though, because I did it to help. I did it to help bring down the child traffickers and to bring down the pedophiles because I was sexually abused as a child. And even now as an adult, people still try to play with me and use me, but we're not even going to get into that right now. We're not even going to get into that. It's going to be at the point where I don't even talk to anyone or date anyone because even though I'm a grown adult, I meet these men, they play games, they lie. If they would just be honest and say they only want sex from the beginning, then it would be okay. But they kind of like play these mind games and stuff. So it is another form of sexual abuse. And it will come from a person who says they're a conservative and this, and that. But it's liberal behavior. But I'm not even going to get into my personal business right now. But anyhow, back to what I was saying. I gave up evidence against the deep state. Okay. And I lost my inheritance. My mother has money, and I was going to get a lot of money left to me when she's in her 90s. She's like the same age as George Soros. Okay, she's a Marxist, all that stuff. I touched on this before in many videos, and I've deleted a lot of them. Anyone who's followed me from the very beginning, I had a whole bunch of other videos that I deleted where I talked about my mother being in a deep state. But anyhow, I had a huge inheritance of money and maybe property that is supposed to be going to me. But because I revealed evidence against the deep state, and when my mother found out that I liked Donald Trump back when I was like really hardcore, like really fighting for him, and I was at the Capitol and different things like that, my mom, she was arguing with me and fighting with me, and I'm pretty sure she changed the will and she's not going to leave me. My mother is not going to leave me my full inheritance. She's probably going to give it to her granddaughter from her first marriage to the Italian man. And I mean, at this point, I don't even care. I don't care. I don't care that I lost my inheritance. Let me just make my point. I don't care that I lost my inheritance because I gave up information on my mother being in a deep state and different ties that she had, which helped them track down Miss Maxwell. There's it's a lot of stuff and I can't go into it, and a lot of people aren't going to believe me anyway, so I'm not even going to go all into it. But my mother was well connected to all those people. And when Trump was in office, when he officially was in office, because he's still running things behind the scenes in certain ways, but when he was officially in office, I emailed him and I gave up a lot of evidence against the deep state. I gave up a name of a particular person that was connected to Maxwell and the child trafficking because I knew a lot of stuff that was going on. And the reason why I knew the stuff I knew is from hearing my mother on the telephone and different people that my mother knew. So long story short, I gave up a lot of evidence on the deep state and Black Lives Matter. And like I had said before, they have come after me. They tried to blood sacrifice me, and they did come after me. And it angers me, and it's an insult to me for me to move from New Jersey and leave the deep state, because New Jersey is really a lot of deep state people, and people were after me and they were trying to blood sacrifice me. So I came down here to Florida thinking that, okay, I'm a patriot. It's gonna be better here. People are gonna be cool and be nice, but as I said, it's not really like that. I have met a lot of really, really, really nice patriots. I have, don't get me wrong, but I've also met a lot of very strange Republican, so-called conservatives that really do seem like they're being prejudiced and discriminating and prejudging, and they act as though I have to bow down to them because I'm from New Jersey and I'm being treated like a second class citizen on certain levels at certain times. But it's not all negative. It is in no way, it is in no way all negative, because like I said, I've met a lot of nice patriots. So back to the intel. As I was saying, I lost my inheritance. And the reason why I'm a little disgusted with Trump right now is because his son was putting down Putin, and Trump kept giving these speeches back in April at his rally where he was just so sympathetic to Ukraine. And he knows, I made a video. If you scroll down on my other videos, I made a video about how I felt about this, that he's going to lose a lot of his the Russian Americans that are here. He's going to lose, a lot of votes in the upcoming election because his son putting down Putin and other different things that have happened. Um, so I'm a little disgusted with him right now. I like DeSantis. I like the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, and I think he's more hardcore and he says what he means. And when he says it, he doesn't beat around the bush and he doesn't play the little mind games and stuff. And I like Ron DeSantis. I like the governor here, and that was one of the reasons why I moved here. And it's not that I'm against Trump now, but I'm just a little disgusted. I still would vote for him, but if it was him against DeSantis, I would definitely vote for DeSantis. But I don't think DeSantis should run for president. I don't think he should run for president because once he once he runs for president, he will become compromised, because I don't care how patriotic you are and how conservative or pro-American you are. Once you get into office, you will have handlers, and the CIA is always hovering over you. And sometimes you are told what to say and how to say it. And sometimes they do have script, and it's all political theater. And if DeSantis were to become president, I don't think it would be a good idea, because he would end up probably having to give in to handlers and saying some of the things that they want him to say, or not saying certain things, because basically that's what's happening with President Trump. I mean, he still gives good rallies, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of nonsense going on too. It's a lot of nonsense going on, and personally, I'm born in America. I'm born in America and I am a patriot, but Putin is my president. And I don't care who gets mad when I say that. I don't care. And I don't care what patriots do not like me, because I'm with Putin. Putin is my president, Orthodox Christian, and Putin has an alignment with Muslims. And there are lots of patriots that don't like Muslims, and they discriminate against Muslims. And I don't like to take sides on any of these issues, but they don't understand geopolitical and the religion aspect that ties into the politics, and the agreement with Turkey and Russia and Putin, and the alliance. The Christian Orthodox Church of Russia has an alliance with Muslims, especially Muslims of Turkey. And there are lots of good Muslims that are patriots. There are lots of good Muslims that are patriots. Now, I'm born in America and I'm mixed with different stuff. And I don't like to play the religion card game. I don't like to, you know, say, oh, well, I'm this, oh, well, I'm that, oh, well, I'm this, because I study everything. I'm universal. Rastafari, Moorish, Islamic, I have in my family everything. I study it all. And my mother, she's an atheist. She's a witch, basically. I even know about that stuff, but I don't follow that. At the end of the day, I'm basically an Islamic Rasta or an Orthodox Christian, and I don't like to label myself. I study all religions. I study all religions, and I know about witchcraft and voodoo too, and all that stuff. But the thing is, I have experienced like a little bit of discrimination here. Like I only have this on right now because I'm in my pajamas. I'm in my pajamas with my boobies all out. I don't wear this outside. This is just like my robe, guys, right now. And in the wintertime, I will wear this hijab outside. And there will be certain days where I will wear this outside. And then even when I just wear this, even when I've had just this on outside and I've run to like Publix and I've gone to the store, I've had people literally say stuff to me. Yes. I literally have had white folk. Now my mother's white, I'm half white, so I'm not being prejudiced here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being racist or any of that nonsense. But I literally have had some white people be like, "Oh, what's on your head?" and "Oh, what's that a hat?" And I've had people talk shit to me. Earlier today, I was in Publix, and this older white guy, was like, "Oh, what's a hat?" And he was like elderly, so I just like smiled and played it off. And I was in Walmart one time, and I had my scarf on because sometimes I don't do my hair. Sometimes I don't do my hair, and I like to wear a scarf. And I have different scarves. That's the Russian in me, the gypsy. That's the Slavic, or however you want the gypsy in me, because I have gypsy blood in me. So I guess that's just the gypsy in me, and maybe my African American part. I don't even care about skin color or race. I really don't. I just like wearing scarves. I like wearing headscarves. When I don't like doing my hair, I like wearing scarves. But I do have that gypsy flow in me, and Rasta flow. So wearing a scarf on my head is part of my culture and my tradition, and that doesn't make me any less of a patriot. That doesn't make me any less of a patriot. But people do discriminate against me here. But like one of those I'm not one of those lefties that's like gonna be all sensitive and get mad and or cry about it or freak out. The only thing I've been crying about lately is I miss my son, and I've been feeling really weak without my son. But my son is coming. He's coming in July. Um, he'll be here soon, so everything is gonna be okay, and I'll feel better once my son gets here. But back to the intel. So I wanted to speak now about Russia and Turkey and Iran. Um, there's a lot of things going on right now in the geopolitical spectrum, and we here in America, there is a lot of people, and I don't want to call them Republican, I don't want to call them conservatives, I don't want to call them anything. They're just people. Here in America, there's a lot of people who think, oh, things are going to get better. Oh, this is the Great Awakening, and Nezera is coming in, and everyone's going to get locked up, and they're went to Guantanamo. Yes, that has happened. There has been mass arrests, and there are people that have already been there are people that have already been taken out from the deep state, but it's a little too late, and a lot of patriots aren't going to like me saying this, and Republicans aren't going to like me saying this, but I'm just telling the truth because I'm dealing with this from a religious aspect, from a spiritual level, and from my third eye and what I can see. And because of all the lefties and all the craziness that's going on, like it's kind of too late to reverse things in America. It's too late to try to it's too late to try to turn America back into a Christian country. I'm sorry, guys. I'm telling you the truth. It's a little too late for that. America's a little too far gone. Okay. Now, if you want to be delusional, like, oh yes, this is the Great Awakening, and everyone from the deep state is going to be killed and arrested, and oh, there'll be the Civil War, and the the conservatives and Republicans are going to win, and America's going to be this great Christian place again, and everything's just going to be so great. That's delusional because it's not going to happen like that. Things are going to get a whole lot worse. Things are going to get a whole lot worse. Brace yourselves. Things are going to get a whole lot worse before they get any better. This country, America, is too far gone. It's too far gone. It's never going to be a God-fearing Christian type of country again. It's just not going to be unless Putin were to come in here and take control and take things over. And I'm not going to touch too much on the intel that I know. I'm not going to touch too much on the intel that I have and what I know. And I have friends at the Russian embassy, and Putin is my friend. And he watches my videos. And people, a lot of American people are delusional. They still are brainwashed. They're still under MK Ultra. They don't have a clue to what's really happening. And the only person that is ordained enough to really officially take down the left stronghold in America and gradually turn this back into a more Christian, God-fearing land, people of the land, a lot of stuff is going to happen. And Putin knows what he has to do. And everything that's happening is happening for a reason. Now, there's still, I can't reveal everything I want to reveal. And if I revealed everything I know, so many people would hate me. Not that I give a shit. I don't really care who hates me. I really don't care. But if I revealed everything I know, half of you wouldn't believe me and the other half of you would resent me and be angry. Or you would say that I'm guilty of treason, which is not true because I'm a patriot. But Putin is the main person that could, with the help of the military and other things that are going on when everything merges. I'm talking in code here. I can't tell you guys everything I know. That the swamp would be drained almost completely if you add on the depopulation, the people that end up taking their self out. Unknowingly, they end up taking their self out because they took this thing, or they don't take good care of themselves, or they're on too many pharmaceuticals or different things. All the depopulation stuff, that actually is a part of draining the swamp. And those people who are not intelligent enough to know how to come up against depopulation and those people who have not studied about Agenda 2030, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 in the UN and all that living sustainability, EU, NATO nonsense, rubbish. All of those people who don't study and know about that stuff and they make themselves a victim of depopulation and they participated in different things and they made themselves a victim of depopulation, that's all part of draining the swamp. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. And when this civil war thing comes more in effect with this thing now, because all these people, the pro-life people and the people that are for abortion and all the different things, it's going to happen again. There's going to be a summer of this summer. They're going to try to burn and loot again and protest and riot. It's going to be crazy this summer. And a lot of people that are picking sides, they're going to be part of the population. So as for myself, I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane and stay to myself. Stay in my own lane because I'm not falling victim to the bullshit on either side. I'm not falling victim to it. Them days are over. Them days are over. And Putin is my president. But I think that about sums it up for the intel for tonight. I have to take more notes, and I have some more intel as far as Russia and Turkey and the agreement and the pact that was made. And also I have intel on the Moorish, on people that are Moors of this country that have sovereignty, that have grand sovereignty, that actually were descendants of, that were descendants of the so-called slavery trade, even though there were slaves of all colors, skin colors, and nationalities. Um, Moorish people, I have intel on Moorish people too. Um, Putin is going to help a lot of us. When the shit hits the fan, he knows which ones of us to protect. So we'll just leave it at that. Good night. Hmm.